Welcome to this instructional video on the operation of N dump trucks. This video is part of PSC's training program for drivers and operators of N dump trucks. Its purpose is to instruct operators in the proper and safe procedures for operation of these trucks, including personal protective equipment, pre-trip inspection, driving, loading, offloading, and post-trip inspection. As such, this video is intended as a complement to actual hands-on training operators will receive in the field. If at any time while operating this equipment you are unsure of the correct procedure, you should ask the advice of a supervisor or appropriate personnel before continuing. Personal protective equipment. The personal protective equipment, PPE, required for the operation of the N dump truck includes safety glasses, hard hat, steel-toed boots, safety vest, hearing protection, and leather gloves. The operator is responsible for ensuring all PPE is available and properly used. Contact your supervisor if you need any of the correct PPE or if you need new PPE. Before driving and operating the N dump truck, operators are required to have all the appropriate PPE. Pre-trip. Prior to beginning any work, PSC operators must read, understand, and correct any potential hazards identified on the appropriate job loss analysis, JLA, for the task being performed. Sign off on the JLA once it has been read and the potential hazards identified and corrected. Operators must conduct a thorough pre-trip inspection of the truck and equipment before leaving the facility. Before beginning the pre-trip inspection, ensure safety devices are in place. Ensure safety cones are placed in front of and at the rear of the truck, and that the parking brakes are engaged and wheels are chocked. The pre-trip inspection must include both the tractor and the trailer. Use the driver's vehicle inspection report, DVIR checklist, which can be found in the truck cab. Equipment that is not inspected could result in fines, breakdown of equipment during operation, a lost time incident on the job, or accidents. Beginning with the tractor, check the horn, lights, flashers, mirrors, and wipers. Make sure the backup alarm works properly. Check the engine oil and coolant levels. Check that all under the hood belts are secure and that hoses are leak-free. Check the front axle for damage and ensure that wheels and rims are roadworthy. Once this is complete, continue the inspection on the trailer. Check that all air and hydraulic hoses are connected and secured. Check that all tires have a minimum of 4/32 of an inch tread depth and have no frays or cracks. Ensure that there is a tarp and that it is secure and tarp straps are tight. Using damaged or unsecured tarps could allow debris to fly out, resulting in damage to other vehicles and/or fines. Confirm the fifth wheel is connected and locked before moving equipment. Failing to verify that the trailer is locked could result in the trailer dropping while driving and extensive damage to equipment, as well as possible injury. Bump the tires of the tractor and trailer with a hammer to ensure there are no flats. Continue with the inspection until all steps in the DVIR checklist are complete. Another important part of pre-trip procedures is for operators to confirm they have all required paperwork on the truck before leaving, and that all paperwork is properly filled out and completed. In addition to the driver vehicle inspection report, ensure that all essential paperwork is complete as necessary for the job and the load being hauled, including the job loss analysis, JLA, safety data sheets, SDS, bill of lading, and hazardous waste manifest. The manifest must be filled out with the correct matching equipment and regulatory identification numbers. The operator should ensure that all required fields are filled out and all names are spelled correctly. Review the hazardous waste manifest to determine the correct placard to place on the truck. As required by the DOT, the driver must maintain and update the driver's daily log. Missing or improper paperwork for transporting loads can result in fines or not being able to offload material. Driving. Operators of N dump trucks must be trained and certified to drive these vehicles on public roads. Supervisors are responsible for verifying the qualification of their drivers. However, If you are unsure if you have the proper qualification, do not operate your vehicle until you have verified with your supervisor that you are cleared and trained to do so. Prior to leaving, the driver should plan the route for the trip and check state DOT websites or check with the PSC dispatcher to see if there are any hazardous road conditions or construction zones that may cause unsafe driving or delays. If so, an alternate route should be planned. Operators of end dump trucks are required to obey all driving laws. Improper driving techniques include use of cell phone, failure to wear seatbelt, operating the vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, speeding, and following too close. Any of these could result in fines, dismissal, accident, and serious injury. If the trip is more than 300 miles, the driver must refer to the trip management plan and take breaks after 150 miles or 3 hours, whichever comes first. Failing to take breaks can result in fatigue, fines, and accidents. Loading. When arriving at a site to load the trailer, it is sometimes necessary to sign in and complete any necessary paperwork. Do not exceed the posted limit. Typically, the speed limit is 5 miles per hour in a facility yard. Prior to parking, discuss with the client representative the best location to park the truck. When determining the best parking site for the vehicle, be aware of surface conditions, obstructing facility traffic for vehicles or pedestrians, and power lines either above or below the site. When parking the truck, check blind areas by getting out of the vehicle and doing a 360-degree walk around. Use a spotter if available. Once parked, apply the parking brake. Improper backing or parking could cause a collision, resulting in property damage or pedestrian injury. Liner should be used based on the type of material being hauled. If you are using a liner, roll out the liner on the ground next to the trailer bed to measure it for the proper length and cut it to size. Start at the front of the trailer. Attach the liner to the hooks in the trailer and continue hooking along both sides until fully secured. Ensure the liner is tight and there is little slack between hooks. Be careful not to rip or tear the liner when installing it. An improperly installed liner can trap material while dumping, resulting in tipping or capsizing of the trailer. Liners should be used whenever possible, as they aid in the unloading procedure, as well as prevent reactive materials from reacting with the trailer bed. Prior to loading, ensure that the load complies with all DOT regulations and confirm that the load is non-reactive and compatible with the trailer material or materials that may have been in the trailer previously. Materials which may be reactive or incompatible include acids, caustics, and hydrocarbons. These shall not be mixed into the load. Finally, bump the tires of the tractor and trailer with a hammer again to ensure there are no flats. Confirm that the tailgate is latched and secured, then begin loading operations. While loading, all personnel must exit the truck cab. Ensure that the material is evenly distributed through the front, middle, and rear of trailer. Also confirm the load does not exceed the maximum load limits by checking the gauge on the front of the trailer. Uneven or overweight loads can cause the trailer to overturn during transport or unloading and can result in fines, damage to equipment, and injuries. Remember, always keep a loaded trailer attached to the tractor. Unhooking a loaded trailer can damage the front land legs unless the trailer is equipped with 2-speed landing legs. Once loading is complete, ensure that you have the proper placard displayed on the trailer based on the hazardous waste manifest. Offloading. Once you have arrived at a site or facility for offloading, sign in to obtain or provide the appropriate paperwork. Remember, typically the speed limit is 5 miles per hour in a facility yard. Do not exceed the posted limit. Discuss with the client representative the best location to park the truck. When offloading material from an end dump truck, keep in mind that unstable or uneven ground can cause the trailer to tip. Confirm the ground is even from left to right and from front to back, as well as at least 15 feet in front of the tractor. The vehicle must not be near a ditch or hole. During offloading procedures, even something as small as a pothole or uneven roadbed can have drastic consequences on the stability of the trailer. Visually inspect and confirm the area is clear of overhead hazards, such as electrical wires, pipes, beams, or other objects prior to starting any offloading procedures. Lifting the trailer into an overhead hazard can damage equipment and result in serious injury. Move to another location if needed. Using mirrors, visually verify the trailer is in line with the tractor. If you must reposition the trailer, use a spotter to ensure safety to personnel and equipment while backing. Keep windows open to aid in hearing the spotter's directions. Back in and out of the ground 2 times to confirm stability of ground before dumping. A trailer jackknifed or positioned on unstable ground can flip while offloading, causing damage and injury. Prior to dumping, secure the mud flaps on the rear of the trailer to ensure they do not get damaged or become trapped during unloading. Confirm that the tire pressure is still sufficient and set the manual brake on the trailer. Improperly inflated tire pressure or failure to set the brake could cause the tractor trailer to move while raising the bed, resulting in damage to equipment and injuries to the operator. Unlock the rear trailer door so that the load can slide out and ensure that there is room for the tailgate to swing open freely. Failure to unlock the rear trailer door can cause a load to tip or spill. Ensure that the wind speed is not above 10 miles per hour. Lifting the trailer in windy conditions can also cause the trailer to tip. Ensure there are no personnel within 75 feet of the trailer before offloading. Personnel not aware of the job could walk behind a trailer while offloading, resulting in injury. Raise the trailer bed to dump the load by activating the hoist control in the cab of the tractor. Throughout the entire procedure, remain in the cab and always keep your hand on the hoist control in case the trailer bed needs to be lowered immediately. If the operator is not in the cab at all times controlling the hoist, a sudden shift in load or wind could cause the trailer to tip before it can be lowered, causing damage to equipment or serious injury. Once the load has been dumped, lower the trailer bed. Exit the cab and visually confirm the trailer is lowered completely. Do not rely on the raised bed alarm. Leaving the bed raised while driving can damage property and equipment. Next, ensure all material has been unloaded from the truck bed and relock the truck's tailgate. Post-trip. After returning to the facility, perform a complete post-trip inspection and confirm equipment is operational for the next use. Be sure you red tag and remove equipment from service if damage is found. Using damaged equipment can result in injury or fines to the next crew using it. Any variance from the above procedures and guidelines will require a variance form filled out by the supervisor and approved by management. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns about the correct procedures for operating this equipment, always ask your supervisor. Your safety and the safety of others is PSC's first and foremost concern.